Which country has the most satellites orbiting the Earth right now? For most of history, that was a two-horse race, but other players have joined the race. This is every active satellite by country from 1958 to today. Before we start, pause the video now and check out the quiz I left for you below the video and see if you can guess the answer correctly. Have you done it? Here we go. 1958. The space age is barely a year old. Only two players exist: the United States and the Soviet Union. Every single satellite that reaches orbit is front-page news around the world. America moves first and moves fast, stacking up early satellites faster than anyone. For now, the stars and stripes lead the count. Spies, weather eyes, and the first communication satellites. This is the Cold War, and it is being fought 300 miles above your head. A new kind of name climbs onto the board: Intelsat. Not a country, an international consortium of nations, pooling satellites to carry the world's phone calls and the first live global television. The United States still leads, but look at the USSR bar. The Soviets have found a strategy, and it is about to change everything. The USSR floods orbit with cheap, short-lived satellites. Spy and weather craft replaced constantly, over and over. It is quantity over lifespan, and in raw numbers it works. And there it is. The Soviet Union overtakes the United States. For the first time, Moscow has more satellites in orbit than Washington. Europe arrives as one. ESA, the European Space Agency, more than a dozen nations flying together under a single flag. The Soviet fleet keeps swelling. Hundreds of satellites cycling in and out of orbit every few years, an assembly line in the sky. The gap is enormous now. By raw count, the Soviet Union is running away with the entire race. Nobody on Earth launches like this. The USSR bar towers over everything, more than twice the American total at its height. The Soviet count peaks, over 900 satellites in orbit at once, and joining the board, Eutelsat, Europe's commercial broadcaster, beaming television across the continent. Then comes the twist that history handed us. The Soviet Union collapses, the launches stop, the money is gone. And one by one, those short-lived satellites age out and fall silently, with nothing sent up to replace them. This is the fall. Russia inherits the program but not the budget, and the mighty Soviet fleet shrinks year after year after year. Hundreds of satellites, gone from the active count in just a few years. The largest space fleet ever assembled is melting away. Meanwhile, quietly, the commercial age begins. Inmarsat climbs the board, a British-born operator running satellite phones for ships and planes far out of range of any tower. And a brand new idea takes hold in America: swarms. Dozens of small satellites in low orbit working together as a single network. Two of them appear almost at once: Orbcomm, flying tiny satellites for machine-to-machine messaging, and Globalstar, an early satellite phone constellation. The future is whispering. And the crown moves back. The United States retakes the lead for the first time in 24 years. GPS, imaging, and military fleets stacking up, while a Luxembourg giant called SES joins the chart. America is firmly on top again and pulling away. Russia's long decline still hasn't found its floor. Now watch the bar that has been climbing quietly this whole time. A third giant is waking up. China. The People's Republic has been building its own space program for decades, but now it is finally starting to show up on the board. Its satellite count is accelerating hard. Navigation, reconnaissance, communications, launched at a pace no one else can match right now. Russia's fall finally bottoms out and begins a slow recovery. But the balance of power in orbit has completely reversed. The United States is still ahead, but China is now a serious contender, and Russia is no longer the runner-up. China shifts into high gear with its own Beidou navigation network and a wave of fresh launches. The board finally has three serious powers again. And China passes Russia for second place. The old Cold War runner-up has been quietly overtaken by the newcomer. Three nations trading blows near the top. America ahead, China and Russia behind. For 60 years, only countries sat at the top. Watch closely, because they are about to be dwarfed. 2019. A new bar appears. It is Starlink, a single operator, launching its first batch of satellites in one shot. In 1 year, that operator blasts past 800 satellites, already ahead of every nation on Earth but one. Britain's total leaps too, on the back of a rival constellation called OneWeb. And by the count, Starlink passes the United States. A single operator now holds more active satellites than any country in history. The launches never slow. Dozens of satellites at a time, several times a month. No national space program has ever run at this rate. By the numbers, Starlink alone now holds more active satellites than the next several countries on this chart, combined. The gap keeps widening. One operator pulling away from every space program every nation on Earth has ever built. 67 years of the space race, and the leaderboard has been rewritten. Not by a superpower, but by a single fleet. Did you guess it right? And there is where we land. One operator, Starlink from Elon Musk's SpaceX, sits above 10,000 active satellites, more than the United States, Russia, and China put together. 6 decades of national space programs outnumbered by a single fleet. Whatever you make of that, the count doesn't argue. That is the truth behind the data. Smash subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.